Hello there, and welcome to another edition of Did You Know Doctor Who? We are on the 10th episode, and for the 10th episode I decided why not have a look at the infamous 1996 TV movie Doctor Who The Movie. I hope you enjoy. Like with the previous feature films, this movie was not done by the BBC, rather it was done by Fox in an attempt to resurrect Doctor Who as a new series. That said, the BBC did assist in the film's creation, similarly to Doctor Who and the Dalek films, which were done by Warner Bros. But had assistance from the BBC to help them out. Had a TV series been made, the Doctor and the Master would have been half-brothers, and they were the sons of a long-lost Time Lord called Ulysses. The TARDIS would have had the soul of the Doctor's grandfather, Boris, inhabiting it, and the Daleks would have been redesigned, looking more like a twisted mutant with spider legs. Essentially, this was going to be a full-blown reboot of the series, but it never came to be, opting to just make the movie instead. The one thing that they did keep in the movie was the fact that the Doctor has a human mother. Humorously, there was a deleted scene in which the Master was freezing the security guards with his goo. However, the scene was cut as it was considered too silly and obscene. The gooed up security guards do still appear in the film, but how they got gooed up in the first place isn't shown. Before the role was given to Paul McGann, both Christopher Eccleston and Peter Capaldi auditioned for the role. Ironically, these two would go on to play the 9th and 12th Doctor respectively. Derek Jacobi also auditioned for the role, and he would later become the Master. Other actors who attempted to audition for the Doctor included Paul McGann's brother, Mark, Rowan Atkinson, and strangely enough, Jim Carrey. Auditions themselves took place as far back as 1992. This story marked the return of the sonic screwdriver since its destruction in The Visitation. The movie won the 1996 Saturn Award for Best Television Presentation, with Paul McGann almost winning the Best Actor. In one of the original scripts, the Master was going to call for an army of the dead on Halloween. The TARDIS set was created way before the project was even greenlit. There were plans that Ace was going to appear in the film, but the idea was vetoed by the BBC. Philip Seagull fought tooth and nail to bring Sylvester McCoy back. However, BBC controller Jonathan Powell saw McCoy as the primary reason for the show's decline, and didn't want him to be in it. McCoy eventually does appear in the film, however against Powell's wishes, as Powell wanted McCoy to not say or do anything, in which the film shows him doing stuff and speaking. McCoy wears a new outfit, with only his hat returning. The reason for this wardrobe change was because both McCoy and Philip Seagull hated the attire from the series and wanted to change it. When the movie initially aired, the film was heavily edited to remove violent scenes such as a shootout and the 7th Doctor's screaming, as the Dub Lane massacre had only just occurred. It wasn't until 1999 that the movie was shown in its entirety. Paul McGann had shaven his head for the role, The One That Got Away. He had hoped to be the first shaven-headed Doctor, but the production forced him to wear a wig. Interestingly, the idea of a shaven-headed Doctor would come true with Christopher Eccleston's 9th Doctor. The hospital sets were recycled from the X-Files. In the scene where the 7th Doctor locks the casket with his sonic screwdriver, the sonic screwdriver is held the wrong way. To make up for this, it is blurred to conceal the error. The Master originally shot Bruce's wife instead of snapping her neck. He also killed a random hospital patient for looking like the 7th Doctor, but this was cut. When Lee looks into the Eye of Harmony, there was originally going to be all the Doctor's past lives, not just the 7th and the 8th. This is the only time the Doctor regenerates outside of the TARDIS and with no assistance. The TARDIS interior cost around $1 million. Gordon Tipple plays the Master at the beginning, and was originally going to narrate the film. As mentioned in my first episode of Did You Know Doctor Who, the opening titles would inspire the 2005 revival series. A lot of the movie is inspired by the 4th Doctor's serial, The Deadly Assassin. In fact, the Eye of Harmony first appeared in The Deadly Assassin. Other references are the Master using up all his lives and looking for a new one, the narration, and the fact that the Master uses the Eye of Harmony to get new lives. There was an idea to completely recreate the theme tune, however they managed to get the rights to essentially recreate the classic tune. Paul McGann and several other actors did not get on with Eric Roberts, with Paul McGann describing Roberts as standoffish, rude and, quote, amazingly bad. Originally, the Master was going to have his flesh decay over time, however Eric Roberts was allergic to the makeup. The only remaining trace of this is during the hospital scene where his fingernail falls off. The Master's attire and behaviour is based on The Terminator, with the ambulance bike chase scene based on Terminator 2. This is the first TARDIS to have a central terminal that connects to the ceiling. And that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. The movie is certainly an interesting topic to talk about. especially because of what could have been if the series was created. I think some of the concepts are certainly interesting, to say the least, but I do think they would be on the lines of The Timeless Child, in the sense that it would be absolutely hated and may, in fact, ruin Doctor Who. That said, the movie is probably the most visually beautiful Doctor Who story out there. I absolutely love the look of the movie, and Paul McCann is certainly one of the best Doctors out there, especially thanks to the audiobooks by Big Finish. The movie is, in my opinion, a decent movie. I don't hate it at all. I know some people absolutely hate it, and there's some people who absolutely love it. I'm sort of a 7 out of 10 sort of guy when it comes to this movie. I think it's a decent movie, but it definitely has a lot of problems, and the problems are very, very obvious when you watch it. That said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.